Hi. Hi. Hi, Sasha. It's called a shawarma earthling. Hmm. But that's a book. And that's a bunny. It's a pretty bunny. And of course, you have naughty bunny. But yeah, I got home from military exercise like 2 hours ago. So yeah, I'm I might only have gotten like 9 hours of sleep since Monday at 8 a.m. So I'm a little bit tired, but it's fine. I'm here now. But welcome in, Sasha. Very nice to see you here. And hi to me. Hi. Hi. Table Bun says hi as well. Mhm. Hi, Brock. Hi. Oh, Kent. Hi. Welcome in, everyone. So today we are gonna try to finish chapter 9. And I know I have a lot of bookmarks on the way. I have no clue how far they are, but I know they are on the way. I will just see how far they are. Yeah, I got out of my uniform in like an hour and a half ago. So yeah, my feet are pretty tired. I have run logistics all weekend and mentored another person in my unit, which is a new leader. So yeah, Strawberry, hi. It's very nice to see you here. It's not very. Ooh. Yeah, it's not very often I see you here, but I always love to see people. Oh, Oregon, hi. Oh, 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 oh. That was nice. And now we dance, everyone. Woo! That's what Bilbo Baggins hate. That do that. Put people back in his head. Oh shit. It's here. Oh no, shit. It's here. Ow. Ouch. But yeah, today is chapter 9. And I'm gonna sneeze. 2 seconds. Okay, Strawberry. We're gonna wait for you. Then go shower, Kens. But yeah, last time we talked about if you guys would like to see a different bookmark for every new book that we were reading, and you said it would be nice. So the person make creature. Yeah, like this. Yeah, thank you. She made my bookmarks last week, I think, and they are on the way now. So I'm very happy to get to see those soon. It's gonna be very nice. Yeah, she is. She is very nice, very awesome. And I hope you guys also will also love the bookmarks. But yeah, today in chapter 9, we are actually in the city of Bree. Oh, I forgot my glasses. Silly me. And if so, yeah, anyone have seen the movies, then you know what is coming up. But I have learned from reading this much that there's a lot more to the story than the book is telling us, or than the movie is telling us. So hang in there, and we will start reading today. And no, it's not Sauron. You could be Gollum. I'm Sethard. Hi. And another one just for good measure. Yay! How are we today, Mr. Third? How are we? Hi, Finnack. Thank you for the follow. If you want, you can join in on the drop before we start reading. I'm a little bit tired and my feet hurt. I have been at a military exercise all the weekend, so I have been standing up the most of the time. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop! Yeah, actually a lot more explosions. I got to throw what the fuck are they called? You could call it a very big firecracker. Nah, in Danish it's called a kanonslag or like a cannon hit. And yeah, it did boom. And I did it in the middle of the city. No, not mortar. Eh. Well, they say it's called a cannon shot in English, but I don't know. I don't believe that shit. Yeah. So it's this type of things. Like these are small ones, and they just give off a loud bang. Uh, who is throwing things at me? Ooh. Hey. No, it's not dynamite. Is it you again, Mr. Thart? Is it you again? Why are you throwing things at me? Why are you throwing things at me? Hmm? At least nobody is shitting on my book again. But yeah, it's a very loud boom. Like 145 decibel. I can't remember the so a jet engine at like 100 meters is considered lower in volume than what I threw. And I did it in the middle of the city. Boom, boom, baka, 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 baka. Yeah. Oh, somebody dropped a patate. Patate. Always try to get the patate. We are hunting patate. I got first, Mr. Third. It's mine. 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 I see you. Mine. Ooh. Ooh. D. E. And Sasha is a winner. Woohoo. Good job, Sasha. Good job. Oh yeah. Good job. So I'm gonna start reading now, and I think I'm gonna be scared the shit off today. It wouldn't wonder me, especially when Mr. Thart is here. So, LOTR, I checked it, and it's shit. Mm. Mm. So yeah, speed reading. No. What about no? It's not gonna happen. Me speed reading? No. Same possibility for the moon to crash the earth. I'm not speed reading. No. No, 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 no. No, no. Oh, Danish reading, you would understand shit. So I'm just gonna do it in English. Because then I know you guys can understand something. Yeah, you would understand. Knækbrød. Yeah, we do. We write it like this. Like it's a break bread or something like that. I never said the people who invented Danish were clever. But yeah. So here we go. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Eh. Yeah, there's understandable Danish, and then there is whatever they speak in Jutland. New Danish. New Danish is what most of the countries speaking. There's actually only one region at the moment where you will like hear like some of the old Danish. And that's in northern Jutland. But yeah, let's go on with the book. Book. Chapter 9. At the sign of the prancing pony. Bree was the chief village of the Breeland, a small inhabited region, like an island in the empty lands round about. Hi, Six. Besides Bree itself, there was Staddle on the other side of the hill, Combe in a deep valley a little further eastward, and Archet on the edge of the Chetwood. Lying round Bree Hill and the villages was a small country of fields and tamed woodlands, only a few miles broad. The men of Bree were brown-haired, broad, and rather short, cheerful and independent. They belonged to nobody but themselves, but they were more friendly and familiar with hobbits, dwarfs, elves, and other inhabitants of the world about them than was or is usually with big people. Hey, now you stop. I have gotten 9 hours over the weekend. Hey, it's not fair. According to their own tales, they were the original inhabitants and were the descendants of the first men that ever wandered into the west of the Middle World. Few had survived the turmoils of elder days, but when the king returned again over the great sea, they had found the Bremen still there, and they were still there now, when the memory of the old kings had faded into the grass. In those days, no other men had settled dwellings so far west, or within 100 leagues of the Shire. But in the wildlands, beyond Bree, there were mysterious wanderers. The Bree folk called them rangers, and knew nothing of their origin. They were taller and darker than the men of Bree, and were believed to have strange powers of sight and hearing, and to understand the languages of beasts and birds. They roamed at will southwards and eastwards, even as far as the misty mountains, but they were now few and rarely seen. When they appeared, they brought news from afar, and told strange forgotten tales which were eagerly listened to, but the Bree folk did not make friends of them. Okay. You can't take your own. Ha 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 ha. Muhahahaha. And here we have tea. Tea tea. Go get it, Mr. Thart. Go get it. You better get it now. Get it. Come on. Hey, almost. Nice. Ooh, nice. And Miss Deathheart also landed. Nice. You just got a lower score than mine, but you landed as well. Nice. Good job. But yeah, what do you think is on the side of my cup when I drink my tea? Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. I got the big one. There were also many families of hobbits in the Bree land, and they claimed to be the oldest settlement of hobbits in the world, one that was founded long before even the Brandywine was crossed and the Shire colonized. They lived mostly in Stattle, though there were some in Bree itself, especially on the higher slopes of the hill, above the houses of the men. The big folk and the little folk, as they called one another, were on friendly terms, minding their own affairs in their own ways, but both rightly regarding themselves as necessary parts of the Bree folk. Nowhere else in the world was this peculiar but excellent arrangement to be found. Oh, I'm way past 3. I think I'm more like at 10 at the moment or something like that. Their Bree folk, big and little, did not themselves travel much, and the affairs of the 4 villagers were the chief's concern. Occasionally, the hobbits of Bree went as far as Buckland or the East Farthings, but though the little land was not much further than a day's riding east of the Brandywine Bridge, the hobbits of the Shire now seldom visited it, and occasionally Bucklander or adventurers would come out to the inn for a night or two, but even that was becoming less and less usual. The Shire hobbits referred to those of Bree and to any other that lived beyond the borders as outsiders, and took very little interest in them, considering them dull and uncut. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Um, yeah, that's a good question. I don't think it's sugar. I more think it's caffeine from all the tea that she has been drinking. Oh. There were probably many more outsiders scattered about in the west of the world in those days than the people of the Shire imagined. Some, doubtless, were no better than tramps, ready to dig a hole in any bank and stay along only as long as it suited them. But in Breland, at any rate, the hobbits were decent and prosperous, and no more rustic than the most of their distant relatives inside. It was not yet forgotten oh, that there had been a time when there was much coming and going between the Shire and Bree. There was Bree blood in the brandy box by all accounts. Oh, yeah, Mr. Tharp shouldn't get sugar. He can't tolerate it. The village of Bree had some 100 stone houses of the big folk, mostly above the road, nestling on the hillside, with windows looking west. On that side, running in more than half a circle from the hill and back to it, there was a deep dike with a thick hedge on the inner side. Over this the road crossed by a causeway, but where it pierced the hedge, it was barred by a great gate. There was another gate in the southern corner, where the road ran out of the village. The gates were closed at nightfall, but just inside them were small lodges for gatekeepers. Down on the road, where it swept to the right to go round the foot of the hill, there was a large inn. It had been built long ago, when the traffic on the roads had been far greater. Oh, thank you for the follow, Ruffled Barrett. I really appreciate it. Down on the road, where it swept to the right to go round the foot of the hill, there was a large inn. It had been built long ago, when the traffic on the roads had been far greater. For Bree stood at an old meeting of ways. Another ancient road crossed the east road just outside the dike at the western end of the village. And in former days, men and other folk of various sorts had travelled much on it. Strange as news from Bree was still a saying in the East Farthing, descending from those days when news from north, south, and east could be heard in the inn, and when the Shire hobbits used to go more often to hear it. But the northern lands had long been desolated, and the north road was now seldom used. It was grass grown, and the Bree folk called it the Green Way. The Inn of Bree however, was still there, however, and the innkeeper was an important person. His house was a meeting place for the idle, talkative, and inquisitive among the inhabitants, large and small, of 4 villages, and a resort of rangers and other wanderers, and for such travellers, mostly dwarfs, as still journeyed on the east road to and from the mountains. It was dark, and white stars were shining, when Frodo and his companions came at last to the gateway crossing, and it shut. Oh, and it drew near the village. They came to the west gate and found it shut. But at the door of the lodge beyond it, there was a man sitting. He jumped up and fetched a lantern and looked over the gate at, at uh, the gate at them in surprise. "What do you want, and where do you come from?" he asked gruffly. "We are making for the inn here," answers Frodo. "We are journeying east and cannot go further tonight." "Hobbits! 4 hobbits! And what's more, Out of the Shire by the talk, said the gatekeeper, softly as if speaking to himself. He stared at them darkly for a moment, and then slowly opened the gate and let them right through. We don't often see Shire folk riding on the road at night. Uh, he went on as they halted a minute by his door. You, you'll pardon my wondering what business can take you away east from Bree. What may your names be, might I ask? Our names and our business are our own, and this does not seem a good place to discuss them, said Frodo, not liking the look of the man or the tone of his voice. Your business is your own, no doubt, said the man, but it's my business to ask questions after nightfall. We are hobbits from Buckland, and we have a fancy to travel, and to stay at the inn here, put in Mary. I am Mr. Brandybuck. Is that enough for you? The Bree folk used to be fair spoken to travelers, or so I have heard. All right, said the man. I meant no offense. Uh, oh, but you'll find maybe that more folk than old Harry at the gate will be asking you questions. There's queer folk about. If you go to the pony, you'll find you're not the only guests. He wished them a good night, and they said no more, but Frodo could see in the lantern light that the man was still eyeing them curiously. He was glad to hear the gate clang to behind them as they rode forward. He wondered why the man was so suspicious, and whether anyone had been asking for news of a party of hobbits. Could have been Gandalf. He might have arrived, but while they were delayed in the forest and the downs, but there was something in the look and the voice of the gatekeeper that made him uneasy. The man stared after the hobbits for a moment and then went back to his house. As soon as his back was turned, a dark figure climbed quickly in over the gate and melted into the shadows of the village street. I need something to eat. Oh, ugh. Eh. Mm. Nom nom. tea is always a great thing. Hopefully not iced tea. It's English breakfast tea. Because I learned from the last time that I should not have chamomile tea when I'm streaming, because then I'm getting very, very tired. 2 seconds, my mom just called. My mom's calling. Okay, everyone. Sorry, but it's gonna be a short stream today. My mom just called me, and yeah, she's not very well, so I need to go get her. Um, but I might do a stream tomorrow instead, so we can catch up on what we have lost today. So I will see you all maybe tomorrow or else at next Sunday. Bye bye.